Hey everyone, this is Tammy Pradovic here. I'm the Community Prevention Coordinator for our Central Alberta FSD Network. And we thought it would be great if we could introduce our clinic team that completes our assessment and diagnostic process for individuals suspected of FASD. So with me today, I have Jared. And so to start things, Jared, could you please provide a quick description of your role with the network clinic team?
Sure. So the easiest way to explain it is I complete the psychological evaluations that are part of a multidisciplinary FASD assessment process.
Perfect. What do you like about working with the FASD network and in supporting clients, and what makes it meaningful to you?
There's a lot of things I like about it. I think I love working on a team. And so the team that we have is really strong and really fun to be around. And so I really like working with the team, and working with the clients is always great because the individuals who are going through the assessment process are all looking for answers. And I love working with the team, trying to provide those answers for people and trying to make sure that we're providing information that allows them to be supported in their community.
Great. And I know that the clinic team is incredibly patient with our clients and vice versa, because I know that assessment process, sometimes people don't realize how long it can take, even just sitting in those assessment sessions with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think, we as a diagnostic team, we understand that this process is not necessarily a lot of fun for a lot of people, but the people that go through the process are generally very happy that they did, even though oftentimes the meetings are longer than they expected and sometimes a little bit more challenging than they expected. Yeah, I think we're patient in the process as a diagnostic team, and thankfully a lot of the people that we work with, most people that we work with, are also very patient with us.
Great. So what are some challenges in your role in providing the assessment and diagnosis of FASD?
FASD is really complicated. It's, people oftentimes have an understanding or a belief system that FASD looks a certain way. And I think one of the challenges is that it doesn't. It can present in so many different ways. And so I think the misconceptions around FASD are one of the biggest challenges that as a diagnostic team we face, because there's some misinformation that is pretty common within various whether we're talking about clinical areas or just in the communities about what FASD looks like. And so one of the major challenges we face is trying to help educate people around the fact that FASD, I mean, the best analogy I've heard is that it's like like snowflakes. While they're all snowflakes, they're all very different from one another.
Thank you for pointing that out, because yes, I know even providing FASD 101 sessions, the awareness piece for people, even now, every day, even if they've gotten factual information before, I know there's always new information, new research coming out, and you guys are integral in providing that information to clients as they come through. So what are some successes or rewards in your role in providing assessment and diagnosis of FASD?
I think one of the reasons why when I was going through grad school, I chose to focus largely on assessment and diagnosis in a general sense. And then as time went on, I got more and more involved in FASD. One of the biggest rewards is trying to provide answers for people who have a lot of questions. So I think oftentimes these assessments provide a lot of the answers that people are looking for. People who have struggled in a variety of areas, some very, very significant struggles, some struggles that are a little bit more hidden, where people wouldn't even necessarily understand or see that the individual is struggling. And so oftentimes our information that we're able to provide in an assessment process, it provides insight or clarity, or sometimes just relief for the patients or the clients, because it helps them understand, and it gives them confirmation that the difficulties that they have experienced, they aren't imagining them, that it is very real. And it also, it's really nice to know that we're able to help people access the supports that they need to function to the best of their ability.
Great, thank you. So what is one thing you wish people knew more about your role?
I think a couple things. One is people hear the term psychologist and oftentimes they think therapist. Obviously, especially in this role, that's not at all what we're doing. I'm not providing therapeutic services. You're not coming to my office for an assessment, and it doesn't end up being a counseling session. It's not going to work like that. And so that's one thing. There's oftentimes that belief system that they know that psychologists are therapists, and a lot of psychologists are therapists. That's just not my role in this situation, and it's not the majority of my clinical work. And then the other big thing that's really important is this is a team. There's a bunch of us that work together to form the conclusions around best supporting our clients, and also in terms of the specific diagnosis. And so that's one thing that I really, I'm really happy when we're able to educate people on that too. Is it's not one of us or two of us that are forming these conclusions or making the diagnosis. It is truly a team approach. And so when we form a conclusion, it's not as though there's one person that is the final say, saying, yeah, this is what it is. It truly is a collaborative approach.
Yeah, and I think you're right. Sometimes I think a lot of our clients do miss the fact that the team does work together to come up with that assessment and diagnosis, and that they're really truly doing it to support the clients in the best way that they can. So you guys are doing amazing work with that. So we always like to end our interviews by having you tell us one fun thing about yourself that people may not know.
Sure. Well, this isn't maybe that fun. If you look behind me there's Joe Carter and there's Jose Bautista. I'm a huge baseball fan. I played a lot of baseball growing up, and in university, I was fortunate enough to be able to play there as well. And if you walk into my office and you're wearing a Blue Jays cap, immediately we're friends.
I was just going to ask, which team do you root for?
Yeah, go Jays, go.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much, Jared, for doing this interview with us. We really appreciate it. And I think those that access our network will have a much better idea of just one of the members of the clinic team that they may end up meeting down the road.
Perfect. Well, thanks, Tammy, and thanks for everything you do.
Thank you.
Take care.